What's up, big babies? I just sat through the most awkward podcast of all time. Let me explain. Ned Fulmer is someone from the Try Guys. In September of 2022, he tried really hard to ruin his marriage and succeeded by sleeping with a producer on one of maybe a lot of the episodes of the show. Eventually, his wife left him, and it's been 3 years, and for some reason, a few days ago, he decided to release a podcast on his channel called Rock Bottom with his ex-wife, talking about that whole scandal. For 1 hour, I sat through this piece of shit. It is awkward, depressive, and holistically disgusting. More so on his side and the fact that he wanted to monetize this whole event, but it is too good to pass up. So here's me reporting on Ned Fulmer's podcast, which by the way has 6,000 likes and, I'm not joking, 90,000 dislikes. That is not even 10% like to dislike ratio. Of course, by the way, I'll be drinking today because he laughs so awkwardly throughout this whole thing that I decided to make a little game of it. And every time he awkward laughs, I'm gonna take a sip of something. So,
Julian.
okay, let's take a look at this beautiful podcast.
Hi, I'm Ned Fulmer.
God, I already hate it. It's like 1 second in. For whatever reason, he decided to talk like Lil Wayne throughout this whole thing, so you brace your ear holes. Can't just be like, hi, I'm Ned Fulmer. I cheated on my wife. He has to be like, hi, I'm Ned Fulmer. It's really bad.
3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer. It became a massive public...
That's gotta be the most baller starting to a podcast I've ever heard. I just gotta be honest. Like, some people are like, man, this podcast is like about peace and love. He's like, 3 years ago, I fucked up my whole life. Anyway, I got my wife on here. Let's see what happened. What a crazy starting episode. Can we talk about the fact that he's monetizing this? A lot of this episode is them talking about how they don't want anything in the public eye. He left the comments on. I mean, I don't know what to say. You're publicizing this and trying to profit off of it. The Try Guys, by the way, disowned him. So I think he should start a new channel called Try Guy, where he tries to gain back relevancy or something, man. Honestly, I would not watch it, but here he is in his kitchen or someone's kitchen that looks really white.
Scandal that caused a lot of pain to a lot of people. I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy. I broke your trust.
Imagine being the wife guy. Like, you can't do that. I don't know the Try Guys too well. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. There was one guy with a big mouth and he used to eat everything on the menu, and I didn't watch the videos, so I just assumed he did it in one bite. Question: how many cereals do you know that have 0 grams of sugar and taste like your favorite childhood cereal? Answer: just like your favorite holy cosplay outfit. None. This is Magic Spoon. It's high protein, 0 sugar, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs per serving. And it's delicious. Wow, so good. Magic Spoon's treat packs have 11 to 12 grams of protein, just 1 gram of sugar, and only 1 to 2 grams of net carbs per serving. They're crispy, crunchy, and light. It's the perfect protein boost when you're on the go. When I was a kid, my favorite thing to do on a Saturday would be to eat cereal and watch cartoons. And now that I'm a grown-up, that's still exactly my favorite thing to do. The only difference is I found a cereal that's high in protein and low in sugar. It makes me feel really good about myself. The cartoons are also pretty good. You can try Magic Spoon today and get $5 off with my code 16leo or use the link in the description. And if you don't like it, Magic Spoon's got a 100% happiness guarantee, which is sweet. 0 grams of sugar sweet. There was an Asian guy, he's pretty cool. And I think there was another guy, but that could have just been this guy. Really, it's not my demographic, actually. I'm a bit too hood for this shit, but like, if you're the wife guy, do that, right? Do your wife, not other people's wife.
I was a company owner and having a relationship with a producer. I was engaged and friends with all of our friends and coworkers.
I don't appreciate anything she did. I don't know much about her, but the power dynamic is scathing, to say the least. The fact that, you know, he's a company owner, that's like S tier bad. I just can't believe people get this successful online and then fuck it up. There's a lot of people online pretending to be people they're not. It is just so hard if you're gonna keep pretending. I recommend just be yourself.
Devastating situation for everyone involved. I was the cause of it, and I can't change it. I can't change the past.
So at this point, I think you guys are thanking me for me doing this, because if you have to sit through an hour of this, I'm sure most of you would jump off a cliff. I really watched the whole of this shit. And it's at least 5 minutes of him doing therapy. Like, I've never seen people throw therapy at you as much as this, but he's like, I can't change anything. I don't know what to do. I'm not your therapist. I don't care. Your wife's the only one who should either forgive you or not, but that's my actual comment to this. Just we all know you can't change the past. You don't have to keep saying it. Wasting my time.
Can own it and accept it and try to change. I wanted to say that I'm sorry.
I really wish he had like a California accent. Like, I wanted to say I'm sorry. Just sorry to my wife. It was probably not a funny incident, but whew, this is boring as hell. Let's continue.
One step is to publicly.
One step is to shut the fuck up. 5 minutes of him doing therapy that is unwarranted to us. It's really sad that you did this to your wife. Apologize to her. Make it. I don't know any of you. Why put this out to the world? Everyone's disappointed. You can't really change that. The only way anybody could change that is through their actions. And doing a podcast, not really owning up to anything, doesn't help at all. Clearly, by the like to dislike ratio, nobody thinks you're in their good books. I just don't get why he did this. That's all.
Witness pain of my partner, Ariel. This is a conversation with Ariel in this video.
It should be a conversation for Ariel, not in a video. Okay, anyway, that was the intro to his podcast. What a great place to start there. This is maybe the only podcast I've seen worse is that Hochtua girl. These internet people? Fuck, man. I don't even understand.
Necessary for her to move forward, and I'm grateful for the chance to witness it. As disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle.
Bitch, how can you even say that? This is crazy to say. You're on a channel on YouTube where you publicize everything, including eating food. Like, you didn't think that was gonna happen, and you're just like, I'm gonna get away with it forever. And then now that you didn't get away with it, you're like, I would have liked to have keep this private. Sauce for cheating. Bruh, my bad, G. Is that what you say to your kids? My bad, G? Well, they're gonna have to ask at some point. They're gonna look at the Try Guys and be like, was that dad? And the mom's gonna be like, ooh, I guess so.
I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that that is the reason that she can't move forward. It's about an hour long. And
oh, there it is. The first of many of those awkward laughs that I have to sit through. I get PTSD listening to that. It's the laugh of, I know I fucked up my family and I can't do anything, but I really need the money. It's not like this dude can just get a job as a normal, because I don't know what else he does.
He lies, he cheats.
Maybe he can, honestly, I don't know. But like, I don't think he wants to. I think he's like, man, I love that Try Guys money. I want to try and make more money by putting everyone through these awkward situations. Oh.
I know that from my perspective, I want to tell stories of curiosity and empathy. Hope that
I'm gonna call him bad words. Honestly, I was just so close to calling him. How can you talk about empathy when you cheat on your wife? You just said you like stories about curiosity and empathy. I'd be curious to see who has fucking empathy for you after this situation. So what are you doing, man? Why?
That you find this impactful. So please join me for this conversation with Ariel Fulmer.
Like that 1 second of like heavy rap music. That's what I expect from a podcast called Rock Bottom. Why? What the hell was that? Can you not add like music that is closer to rock bottom, like some sad music, some shit like that? This whole podcast should be black and white and have subtitles, bro. This is like a European podcast.
Well, here we are. feels weird.
Ah, there it is. Fucking 2 seconds in, he's... It's like a Beavis and Butthead laugh. Rock bottom is the people who watch this podcast, dude. Do you think any of the Try Guys are watching this podcast? I bet you they're all watching this podcast. I wish I saw like a Try Guys post like this suck later. RIP in the chat for Ariel.
Feels a little awkward.
I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room. Absolutely.
Same.
I'll do my best to get through this. The podcast starts with an awkward hello. Ariel says she's gonna leave, or she's on the verge of leaving, and this dude is like, same. It was your idea, sir. You're currently dragging us through this nutsack bullshit. I would love it if you leave. I don't know. You did leave and now you're back. So why? Don't threaten me with a good time. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Super private.
And it's ironic because we don't stop becoming recognizable figures.
So before we go on to this, you're probably wondering like why on earth Ariel would do this podcast, and I don't fully know the answer. I can just guess. I did watch the whole podcast and she doesn't seem to want to be on social media again, so I think this was her way of clarifying the situation because she knew that this was probably the best way to reach out to people and then protect her privacy, which is very understandable. So if that's the reason she's doing this, then it makes complete sense that she would go on this podcast. Other than that, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to do this, but her perspective is probably the most important one to actually focus on here because it's the person who's been affected the most and probably the person as an audience, if you're a fan of the Try Guys, to give her some grace. So we'll keep watching.
Move forward in my life without people knowing the next part of my story if they're still stuck on the 2020.
I don't know what he's saying, but he said he's recognizable, which I can only guess. People come up to him and they're like, hey, that's the cheater from Try Guys. I feel like that's all that he gets. I don't think anybody's like, that's you, one of the Try Guys. You tried to get away with it, huh? I don't know what they're saying. It feels like that's all they're gonna say. So it sounds like he's not happy about getting recognized, which is hilarious because I bet when he was coming up on the YouTube thing that all he wanted to do was be recognized. And as soon as he got with that producer, he's like, I'm gonna wear that long overcoat. I'm gonna wear that hat. I'm gonna look like a drug dealer. I don't know if that's what he was doing because I didn't see all of the pictures, but he clearly got caught. So he's not really the best at hiding.
2022 part of my story.
That's kind of, we have moved on with our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be drunk in like 5 minutes at this rate. That awkward laugh says it all. There's also a really loud silence when they don't talk on this podcast. It's like a really loud white noise, which is what I would call his talking, just white noise. But either way,
We can't move on with our lives.
Who we are, how we relate to each other after being so public with our relationship before.
so we're gonna start with the recap of how did Ned and Ariel Fulmer meet and what is happening here. After that, how it fudged up. So I guess we're starting from the inception of their relationship, I think.
Sit down and do what we're doing and to talk about it.
Right. But even like going out in public with like my kids or
Okay, here's the first tell. I don't think this is unintentional that she used the words my kids because that's their kids, but really the fact that she's saying my kids is like, I felt that when I heard it. I was like, oof, for Ned. Oof. Damn, son. I mean, that's what you're probably saying to your kid. Damn, son, I wish you had a dad. Crazy. That's hurtful. But not really, because he did this all to himself. But you can see there's still animosity is what I was trying to say. A little bit tipsy, sorry.
or just going out to dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that people see is the scandal.
It's a big loss.
It's a big loss.
I don't really know. The Try Guys was a huge channel, so like I don't want to diminish their success. Especially the saddest part of them is that this guy affected everyone. He affected his business with a channel that many people love, so he affected all of those fans. He affected the money of the Try Guys and their families therein, and he affected his family, which is monumental loss and lack of judgment, a break of character. There are so many things wrong with the situation. It does make me feel sad genuinely that everyone had to suffer because of something he did. I mean, if you're in your own company and you're like, ah man, that girl has a nice ass, I wish she was my wife. That's one thing, but if this depends on everyone and you're still making those decisions, that's quite a consequential thing to do. I think that all of the Try Guys cut him off, and I mean, for good reason, I guess.
Walk up to somebody that I want to be friends with at like preschool. My personal life is a dumpster fire, as I'm sure you know, but also
I like how he laughs at that. He's like, yeah, I know about your personal life. I was in it. I ruined it. There's some weird laughs in this, guys.
me. Like,
I remember I have met some people, like made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. And it's like, oh, let's change.
It sounds so sinister when he says, I introduce myself to strangers, if you know what I mean. This sounds weird, doesn't it? Like, it's not inherently a thing that you can't do. That's a normal thing. But when Ned Fulmer, the cheater, says it, it's like, ugh, what are you doing? Why are you introducing yourself to strangers? I bet they're strange women too, huh? Ugh.
Like exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
right?
here's mine, but couple of caveats.
Okay, I bet you it's girls. Because he said exchange Instagrams. Guy, I don't know. Maybe guys do that. I feel like Ned Fulmer is on the prowl. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. It seems like he is though, but don't quote me on that.
One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And three, don't Google me.
Don't
I
Google.
love how that's the first thing this dude says. Even after he's like publicly shamed and stuff, he's like, one, I got a lot more followers than you. Two, don't read the comments. Three, just don't actually follow me. My bad.
Don't Google me. We are still friends. We have children together. We go on trips together.
We go on trips together. We still have kids. Sounds like a broken relationship if ever I've seen one. I don't know. I don't think I'd be in this position, but if I did, I probably wouldn't start a podcast and then have my ex-wife on there as the first guest. I don't know in what world that's a rational decision. This man doesn't seem to be the king of rational decisions, so I guess it's in character. I like how he put plants and shit there. He's like, well, cheaters probably like plants. You should just get other people who cheat on the show, dude. It should be called I Cheated with Ned Fulmer. I Lost My Wife and Kids. Dude, I should be your ideals guy.
There's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item?
I don't think anybody even wants to know that. I think most people want her to be happy and move on. So I don't think anybody is like, are you guys an item? I don't even know if people say it like that right now. Are you in the shopping cart? Why do you talk about things like, are you an item? That was your wife, dude. People want to know, are you still harassing her? Probably just saying, I really don't think everyone's like, I wish they would get back together. I seriously feel like the consensus is more, is she happy? Are you annoying her? Type B.
You guys still a couple? Like, no. There's moments when we kind of tried, but just because you go to a Taylor Swift concert together doesn't mean that you're...
All right, so let's talk about that. In case anybody wanted to know, they are not a couple. They're just a couple of people. In saying that, I'm sure they probably shared a lot of time together. They have 2 kids together. I feel like they're going to be in each other's lives. And he seems to want to go to Taylor Swift concerts, which either means he's trying to get back with her. I think actually that's really the only reason you'd go to a Taylor Swift concert. My nigga. Dude, but I don't think it's Kendrick Lamar, so... Anyway, he went to a Taylor Swift concert with his ex-wife. Probably nothing sadder in the world than that sentence. You can try and find it. I don't know.
Do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not. How can you forgive somebody?
Putting their penis in another person who's engaged. Let's call it, let's not sugarcoat this shit, right? A married man with 2 kids who's a father who has to raise his kids decided, I'm going to jeopardize my company by having sex with a woman who's engaged to another man who also is probably heartbroken because of his lustful ways. That's what it is. So, hey, I don't blame her for not forgiving him. I don't know too many people that would. And also, although it's none of our business, I'm pretty sure people are pretty okay with that decision. In fact, she doesn't just say no, she says fuck no.
For lying to you, for cheating on you. Fuck no.
He took damage there. I don't know who edited this podcast, but they never really show the reaction shots of Ned looking at her during these tough moments. And if I was doing the podcast directing, I would have cut to his face when she said fuck no, because I want to see how he reacted to that. I'm sure that must have hurt. It must hurt even now bringing up these memories.
Isn't the goal at this point? You know, we've been together for a long time, and you are the father of my 2 beautiful children.
She said my children again. Woo! There was a moment there where Ariel said she was seeing red, and I don't think I've had a situation this bad, but I've had something that was definitely bad, and you look at it, and when you relive it, you sometimes get taken back. It must be very tough for her to be reliving some of these moments that would 100% be etched in her mind, and going back to it would evoke these feelings. It's pretty brave that, like, you know, you're being on this podcast and even reliving those memories that were probably very hurtful to feel then and even now. Yeah.
That I can be around you and still have a good time. Enjoy spending time with you and enjoy spending time with my kids. I think that's a win.
Dubs in the chat. Okay, so this is probably the thing that I feel like a lot of people maybe didn't even want to hear, is like she actually still has a good time with him, or she could be amicable with her ex-partner. It's a very mature thing to do, isn't it? Like, you did something that I cannot forgive, but I will move on, which is, it's a tough thing to do, but like, we're adults, and when you get to that stage, or like a later stage, you have to put that behind you. I mean, that dude is still the father of 2 2 kids, and I feel like she probably still wants him in their lives. Maybe. I mean, she does say that they still go on trips together and things. So for that reason alone, it's pretty important that they maintain some sort of relationship. And who are we to judge at that point? I mean, whatever's in her best interest is kind of okay with me. I'm just here watching a podcast with an aqua blue wall. You could at least change the color of the couch, dude.
It's taken a lot of hard work to do that.
Yeah.
As we've adjusted, we've recalibrated our relationship more towards a platonic friendship.
That's because you cheated. Like, say the full thing. We readjusted our relationship from husband and wife to I'm sleeping on the couch off my own house because I am scared to even go in my own bed. My kids don't call me dad, they call me Ned. Damn.
And, you know, it's just been challenging. I think we're getting to a point of sort of celebrating that and really like...
We're celebrating the friendship, bruh. Man, we like dap each other up. I'm like, man, can I come in? You're like, no, I'll just wait outside the window. I Photoshop myself onto the Christmas card. We're celebrating.
It's hard to hear you saying like, fuck no, I don't forgive you. I get it. You're still, as much progress as we've had, you're still very angry.
Brother, he said, I get it. He's like, I get it. I get it. You know what? I get why I get why you're mad. Probably because of the cheating, wasn't it? I get it. I mean, I thought you'd be over it by now. Get over it, sister. That's what I say. But yeah, I guess you're still mad. What a crazy thing to say 3 years later. You kind of like ruined your whole relationship here. I'm pretty sure your wife did not expect to not have a husband, but here we are. So, I mean, you know, pretty reasonable to think that she might still be mad at it, dude.
Yeah, of course I'm angry. And I was so blindsided that somebody sent me a picture, and it's like for some reason I didn't see what was actually there in the picture. I thought it was your sister.
So this is in reference to, I believe they were like in New York or something, and there was like a picture with him and the producer. But she thought it was the sister. And I thought the picture was of them pretty close. So I was like, man, you gotta really love your sister or something. Like that's actually more alarming than a producer somehow if it was, but like cool. That's how much she thought that this dude had no game. Is what I'm hearing. Like she was like, my husband cannot get bitches, so it must be his sister. It must be family, because there's no way this dude has enough riz to do anything other than me, basically.
And I remember sending it to you and being like, what's your sister doing in New York? It was, and I think back on that and I think,
I wish I knew what the comment, like what he said, like she's just here, we're just going to a hotel, private hotel room suite, honeymoon suite. They didn't have any other available. Just me and my sister living it up. What do you say, man? This rizless man actually did the impossible. It's pretty hard to even fathom, yes, from anybody's perspective. I don't think anybody saw this coming.
I think back on that and I think like, what was I, like, how did I not see what was going on? What was so fucked up in my brain that I couldn't actually see what was happening in this picture? Like the picture was right there in front of me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you know, he's like, I was in it. Yeah. Know all about that picture. Yeah. I framed it on my wall. No, I'm kidding because it ruined my life. But carry on.
And then more pictures started coming in and more pictures and more pictures and more pictures. And it is so wild how we live in this world where everything is so public. You don't realize it, but everybody's taking pictures of you everywhere you go. And it's kind of scary, actually.
Oh, hold up. Is she talking about the picture where they're kissing? If she thought that was the sister, that's crazy. How do you defend that? Like, my sister just looked really good. What is the actual way that you could defend? I hope she's not talking about that picture. I feel like it's got to be another picture. I'm looking at some of the pictures. There's one where they're kissing. Man, Ariel's like, Ned sure does love his sister. Loves him some sister. Wow. Yeah, okay. What she was saying, by the way, is like, it's crazy that we live in this world where you're sort of being constantly watched. I feel like out of anybody, Ned Fulmer should know this since the cameras are always on him. The fact that he knew this and still took a chance is like, I don't even understand what you have to go through. Like, you just have a mental lapse of judgment at that point. Like,
and it makes you realize that whenever you leave your house, you're like, you're not safe, you know? And it kind of like, and then after everything happened, I sort of went into this like this weird state where like nothing was safe.
It's a very common position to be in. You just don't know who knows things, who doesn't know things. Everything seems like arduous, like it's a chore. You're asking people, you don't trust anything anyone says, and you just want to recalibrate. So that is kind of the feeling that she went through, and it's a really dystopian place to be, so it's very sad. But all I can think about is that picture. I mean, it's not his sister. That's a French kiss, probably, unless his sister's French and he's saying hello. Like, that's pretty clear-cut evidence. I never seen this picture. I thought they were just next to each other. This is not good, Ned.
And nothing and nobody, like I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust the public. I couldn't trust you.
Yeah, so when your biggest support system, which, I mean, I assume if you're married is your spouse, pulls the rug from under you, there is conceivably very little that you can trust when the one thing, like the thing in your bed next to you, the one that you're sharing your life with, has misled you. Then it's very understandable to be like, I don't know who to trust, because this thing I can't trust. He's busy making out with his sister. I don't know what to do. It's kind of like that.
You're being watched by cameras, which isn't something that's like a part of our lives. Like, yes, we are somewhat public figures, but like we've never had cameras waiting outside of our house. There was like a car following us.
So now Ariel talks about a time when they were sort of mobbed by the paparazzi, because this actually was huge in terms of how much scandal it had been, to the point where they're getting unwanted attention from the media because, man, the paparazzi are just some creeps who sell stories for money.
And it was really strange because we had, with this cheating situation, we decided to find a new couples therapist, right?
Right.
And so we were driving to our new couples therapist.
So they're being harassed, but this was in conjunction with the fact that people had seen them coming out of therapy together and looking like they were trying to patch things up. So Ariel explains that in fact it wasn't exactly like that. They weren't together even, they just went together at the time and were absolutely blindsided by the amount of people who were taking pictures where they were. So I have no idea how you could possibly react to that. That just seems like a total invasion of privacy. I just feel so sorry listening to this podcast for her. So if nothing else, the one thing that is good about this podcast is I get perspective from someone who is really the victim of this whole thing.
And it was probably one of the strangest situations that I personally have ever been in. I did not know what to do with my face. My reaction when I don't know what to do with my face is I smile.
Yeah.
That is the...
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a laugh. He's like, yeah, your face. What about my face? The one that everybody's taking pictures of. Dirty scandal face. What do I do? Dirty face job. What do you do with your face when you go to therapy after cheating? And you're paying a therapist to tell you things like, don't do that. What do you do then? Feels like a lost cause, doesn't it?
That is my go-to reaction when I don't know what to do with my face. I just smile like an idiot.
That was my reaction too.
This
is the video that everyone saw.
If I drank every time he chuckled, like in nervousness, I'd honestly be down 2-3 bottles by now. It's like a sociopath.
Couples therapy.
We're leaving couples therapy. Looking at each other like we don't have a care in the world. And it is because we are...
We had to take a drink for whatever that was. The thing. Was he always like this on Try Guys? Can someone message me? Leave it in the comments. Was he always like this? Is he like super awkward? Is the Try Guys like awkward? Are they confident? What is his place in it? Does he just be like, my wife, I love my wife? Is he like just Borat light? Or what is happening with him? I probably should watch some of the Try Guys things. I don't know if they took it down. I have no idea.
Absolutely. Just...
I can see how that caused you to really feel unsafe and mistrusting of the whole world.
So you can see how you cheating on your wife is bad? Cool. Let me save you the hour. You can go to Baskin Robbins or something. I'm just gonna sit here and jack off because there's nothing else I need to do other than say you fucked up. Like, I don't need an hour to do that, do I? Do we need that much time, Ned? Neddy boy?
Just want to acknowledge that and just note that it's like...
It's good. I just want to acknowledge that it's probably because of something I did that you're feeling sad. I don't know. Good. Glad that we Is there anyone else to blame? Like, I'm surprised you didn't throw the producer under the bus, and it's her fault. She was sexy. You might as well try every excuse in the book. It's actually the producer's husband. He wasn't as hot as me. Haha. That's what happened. Well, I don't know what he could have said other than just sorry for an hour. This feels like it's antiquated. Like, just let her talk for an hour. It just doesn't matter what he says at this point.
Because of things I did that caused you to experience that.
Yeah.
What was that moment like when everything changed for you?
I wish it was someone else on the podcast. It could be someone else who could empathize with her situation, and they could talk on those terms and have that conversation where it could be unfiltered and bask in those emotions. It just feels like he's like, was it bad? Were you really hurt? Like, I don't know how you even answer it. It just feels like an awkward conversation to have.
What would somebody in a movie do?
Really?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking like of a specific movie or something like that. I was thinking like, what would
the Hulk do? He'd probably rip his dick off and use it as a helicopter thing. I don't know. I'm just making things up because I'm tipsy. But really though, like, what would you do if it was like, if you were in that situation? I think we all would have been rightfully mad and like done the same thing. Like, there is no other outcome that could have happened. Believe it or not, unlike the internet standards, I believe people can make mistakes. I believe they can learn from them. At the same time, we can all say with impunity, if this guy didn't get caught, he'd be doing it to this day. He'd be on the Try Guys being a hypocrite, like, I really love my wife. And then behind closed doors being like, give me that producer ass. You know that would have happened. This is not an accept responsibility, I feel guilty for my actions. This is a I got caught, so I feel guilty situation, which is lame as hell. Okay, so I don't respect that.
What do people do in this situation? You know, like, I wasn't thinking for myself. I was thinking like what do I do next? So you were driving a rental, and I said...
So at this point, we recount the minute that Ariel found out, which is a tough moment, I think, for everyone, but let's take a listen.
And I just naively looked over to you in the driver's seat, and I was like, why was Grace in New York? Like, I didn't realize Grace was in New York. Why was she, referring to that picture that I had sent to you? And you looked over at me.
I looked it up online. Is the only picture that I can find is them kissing. Asking like why she was in New York is like more like, why were you in your brother's mouth? Like, that's kind of the more pressing question. Like,
you don't remember that?
No, I don't remember it happening like that, but it doesn't matter. As I just sort of answered them. And then, once I answered it in such a way.
I'm sorry, but if he keeps talking like this every podcast, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching anyway, dude. But seriously, come on. Talk like a human, dude. You don't have to, I was feeling like this and really, you don't have to do that. Talk like a normal person. It's so hard to listen to those vocal fries.
Yeah, then you were like, take me back to the airport.
Yeah.
That part.
Turn this fucking car around.
Everything changed for me as well.
No shit, Sherlock. Take this board down since it clearly doesn't need to. The no shit Sherlock policy has just come into effect. Everything changed for Ned once people found out he was cheating. I mean, in Ned's book of truth here, I bet you he wished he was like, everyone was like, so what? He's sexy as hell. He deserves it. Ned deserves. In fact, here's more girls. Go to Magic City, Ned. Go to strippers. They'll treat you right. Dude, what did you expect was gonna happen? I just don't. When people have their brand and their brand is like this. If he was like Future, the rapper, not like the Future. Everyone's like, oh, Future is Future. We all know what it is. Future's gonna do some crazy shit. That's what he does. Ned Fulmer is the I love my wife guy. He's going against what he says he's doing. If Future suddenly became a Mormon, we'd be like, holy shit, dude. What? You know what I mean? You don't go against it. Go with it.
Like I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
I did a close up there. I had to. It was the look for me. Really? That look. That like. You don't say. I don't know how to tell you if you're over, I don't know what age Ned Fulmer is, but if you're at the point where you have kids and you're like, maybe cheating's wrong. I don't know how much it hurts someone, but I'd like to try. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it, Not understanding the consequences and being like, I didn't think it was going to hurt her that bad. Kind of crazy to hear. It's kind of wild to even put out that statement. Oh, this is not going to be a podcast where people like you.
You didn't realize until then.
Well, you know, but then there's other things you tell yourself to kind of compartmentalize, or I guess.
What I'd like to know is why. I mean, I think I know why, but I'd like to hear it. He never really explains himself. Not that I want an explanation. It would matter. Maybe it makes sense to someone. The fact that he actually says it. Compartmentalizing makes no sense. How can you compartmentalizing? How can you do that if everything's going right? If he at least explained, he was like, things are going good, but I felt the pressure, or I just felt a temptation. This is something that I'm weak at. This is something as a man that I'm not fully fulfilled in. I feel like I haven't done my due diligence on it, then it would be, at least someone would be like, I at least can understand the logic of it. He was just like, I had to make reasons why cheating was right. Reason number 1, god damn, that girl is sexy. Reason number 2, kids, I don't want to be around him today. Reason number 3, I wanted to be the try guy who gets the most ass, other than Eugene. I know one of them's name, Eugene. That's my favorite guy.
Telling yourself the ways in which it's, you know, kind of just lying to yourself. And I did want to tell you.
I wish I just knew again, like, why he was lying to himself, or, you know what I mean? Like, what is he saying? Like, is he lying to himself? Like, oh, this is okay, it'll all be fine. Because that's a hard thing to even rationalize. Like, I don't even think cheaters think that it's gonna be okay. I think it's like, once I get caught, this is like, it's like robbers, right? You don't rob something and you're like, ooh, if they find me, I hope they let me off. Like, you know that it's gonna be bad. So I don't even know what the rationalization is. I actually am so curious to understand what he thought was gonna happen. It makes no sense that anything other than this was going to happen. So I wish I knew what he was talking about. That's all.
There was probably a small part of me that was sort of relieved to not be keeping a secret, I guess.
So yeah, at this point, I guess this is turning into pseudo-psychology. That's what they call me, pseudo-psychology Suvi. Yeah, people feel the relief because a lot of people can't hold that secret and they feel the pressure. It also, I'm assuming, feels like constant paranoia, as if your partner, someone who you're now holding a secret or a truth against, is going to find out. And you know, as a human being, once they do, the consequences are dire. So you obviously feel the pressure, and once it's out, you're like, at the very least, that's done. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know. What I do know is that he did it. That's really the logic behind it. I'll talk about this later, but communication is like the basis of everything. If you're at this age and you're not communicating, even the tough talks, some people just decide they're gonna avoid tough talks and just like, my marriage is great, and then you Will Smith it, and now you're on stage slapping Chris Rock. That's rock bottom, honestly.
That they've been holding, it's almost like they feel so much relief, but the partner then has to accept it.
It's not even that they have to accept it. What they do now is, regardless of the situation, share the burden. Because as you can see in the media, people will look for two things, always. They'll look at the cheater and then look at the person reacting for their reaction, because that's part of the story. That's 50% of the story. So now you're dragged into something you were never even a part of, and that's due to the other person. So on one side, for them, the pressure is like, oh, okay, God, it's not just me. Now they're gonna harass you too. But on the other side, you were just living your life, trying to get eggs at the grocery store. Now Ned Fulmer stuck his little wiener in some lady, and that's what happened. Like, keep your wiener out. I don't know what to say, bro. Keep it in your pants. Don't take it out to dance. Like, stop.
Take all of that guilt and shame of your affair. I'm so tired of holding it. Not only did you having an affair, it shattered our marriage.
Can I just say something? I like when she says it. I like when she's like, you cheating, you had an affair. I like when she doesn't dance around this, because like, gosh, we're not doing it, and she does not deserve. She don't have to do that. Look, the grace is already offered and taken. It's been a couple years. You could say it. You fucking other bitches. Like, you might as well just say it, dude. I respect straightforward stuff. I like the straightforward. I don't like that dancing around stuff. I don't beat around the bush. I pee in it. It's the drinks, okay?
You like hoisted that on me.
I don't think it's fair that as a society you're put in that position. It's certainly
okay. Don't blame society for your penis actions, sir. Society might be wrong on a lot of things. I mean, we're evolving very slowly, and honestly, at this point in 2025, I feel like we're evolving backwards. But at the same time, don't blame other people for you putting your ding dong in some lady, okay?
difficult now, even 3 years later, to see you in pain as you're thinking about that. Because there's nothing I can do to change the past or to...
Hey, shut the fuck up. You ever tried that? That might help. I don't know if it helps her. It helped me. Maybe don't try and monetize your ill-gotten gains. Maybe seek therapy. You want to be a creative guy. Maybe create a routine that doesn't involve you putting a podcast on. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I don't know if this is going to be one of my favorite podcasts. You know, got some good podcasters out there. Conan, Rogan, other comedians. And now you got guy who cheated on his wife doing podcasts. At this point is like, if you do anything, like the girl who said Hawk Tua has a podcast.
It feels like going back to this weird fantasy world. I don't know. I thought we had this love. You know, I trusted you so completely.
Yeah, you know what they say. You trusted, he busted in someone else. That's really sad. And they grew up together. And I am of the personal belief that you should date people and really discover what you want and not fall to the pressure of getting married too early. That is my personal belief, though, because there are so many people who got married young and absolutely have a great time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I just know for me, my best position is doing it later where there's no temptation or I won't do something like this. And I feel like as a guy, you have to be honest with yourself before you can do something like that, whether it hurts or not, to have that conversation. But again, that's me. I don't really want to find myself in Ned Fulmer's position, so that's how I'm gonna get to that place. For him, it feels like he got married young, then he got famous, and then he was like, all these bitches on my jock, and maybe that's what happened. So like, I'm not saying that Ned Fulmer can't get girls. I'm just saying, look at his face. The truth is right there in his face. Do you think so? Probably not. I'm just saying. And then suddenly he has like power and money and he's got a couple girls like, Ned, please let me ride it. And then, you know, so as a guy, you should say no, but Ned Fulmer was like, hell yeah. This has never happened to me before. It probably won't again. I'm taking this opportunity, I think. Again, all speculation, but I mean, look at his face. Okay.
We were like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
We were babies. We had nothing. I just think, how could you do that to me? Like, who are you?
That's so scathing. Asking someone who you grew up with, like, who are you? That hurt me. It doesn't seem like it hurts him. He looks like a sociopath, but it's hurting me hearing this for someone else. So if anybody's feeling that awkward cringe tinge, me too, dude.
So sorry.
So sorry. Saws for cheating. What's gonna happen when the kids see the podcast? They're like, that's mom and dad. That's what happened to mom and dad. That's why I have a new dad now. That used to be dad. Now that's Ned. That's dead Ned. That's what we call him. He's not part of our family.
We had so much life left. We still have so much life left. I don't know why I'm crying.
I'll tell you why. Because you're mourning something that did end. Because even though you have more life left, you still have to acknowledge the thing that you were building towards is now dead because you had a marriage that you thought was going to last and stand the test of time. And that has effectively died. So it is completely okay to mourn that because that is exactly what happened. And guess who killed it, right? No problem with that. But yeah, the unfortunate truth is now you have to create something different from the pieces that happened. But again, this is part of human life. I'm trying to be mature about this for a second. That is, unforeseen things happen. That is part of the human experience. Doesn't mean he can't be a good dad, but I still am going to just say, look at his face. The evidence was there, guys.
The loss of that dream that we both had. It felt like that in that time period for me too.
What happened?
The dream stuff.
I'll say it again, I guess, since everyone sees. She asked what happened. He got tempted by that ass. That producer ass. She was probably like, I'm engaged. He's like, even better, I'm a bad boy. They call me Naughty Netty. Yeah, he probably had 2 seconds of fun and then he was done. Whew. Ruined like 10 years of a YouTube channel for that. Producer ass. Like, not like that. It's like a producer ass? Like,
to break apart for me, and then rather than being able to talk about it or to confront those feelings, I wanted to.
This podcast is slower than my grandma. Some real thoughtful stuff going on here, man. I probably shouldn't have drank because now I want everything to speed up and I'm like, come on, get to the point. I know this is a serious topic, but I'm just thinking about Hot Topic right now. They probably have some nice shirts for me. I like to try them on. So if you could wrap this up, Ned, I could try some shirts on, baby.
I guess I was too afraid to say how I was actually feeling, and
All right, but what made you too afraid to say it? I mean, like, okay, obviously the thing that made you afraid to say it was the consequences. It's not like your wife put you in that position, right? I seriously, severely doubt that someone who you have kids with and raise a family with is looking out for anything other than your best interests. Except if you're Ned. So it's kind of like he's just trying to play the victim here. And it's like, you can't have two victims. You have to have a victim and a Ned. You know what I mean? I don't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry for you that I don't feel sorry for him.
It seemed, I don't know. I chose to deal with it and deal with like feelings that I was experiencing in a way that was really self-destructive and hurtful to you.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with that. Self-destructive is not correct. Selfish is correct. Narcissistic, perhaps. Devoid of feelings towards others, yes. But no, not self-destructive. Self-destructive is what happened eventually. And it's like I've been saying this whole time. It's not self-destructive. Everybody else got affected too. So I don't know if I really believe that.
And it wasn't like anything you did or like we had a bad marriage.
That's a load off my mind, Ned. It's nothing you did. Me cheating on you has nothing to do with you. You did everything right. I just want to say. I was just looking for that ass. That producer ass. Thanks, dude. Thanks.
It was about me and choices that I made and just actions that I took that I'll always regret. I'll always regret how much pain I caused you and other people. I'm deeply, deeply sorry. And I'll spend my whole rest of my life trying to make amends to you.
He's still doing that. I'll spend the whole rest of my life trying to fix it. In order for both parties to move on, you both have to move on. Like, you can't keep bringing this up. It happened. It's been 3 years. You got to get over it, man. You have to move on to the new, whatever this relationship has become. That is it now. I don't know why we're being involved in it.
And to, show up differently, to lead a life of integrity and to be a father that our children can learn from.
To be a father that our children can learn from. If they don't ever see the Try Guys thing. Daddy Ned, they can learn from this. They can learn what not to do. This is a prime learning example. Don't hide this from any. I mean, I hope that if one day they actually have the conversation, he can have the brevity to talk about his actions and how impactful doing something wrong can affect a family. It happened, right? So he has to live with that.
That was all my fault. It was all choices that I made.
So where do we go from here?
If he could shut the fuck up, that would be great. But I guess he's been apologizing for the better part of 40 minutes, guys. 40 minutes.
I mean, that's kind of how we've been, what we've been working on, I guess, over the last 3 years.
This podcast needs a band, a live band. It's like a trumpet guy, and every time Ned doesn't say something, the trumpet guy's like... just like plays really loud music so you can't even hear yourself think, because the silence is deafening on this podcast. That's my suggestion for your podcast, Ned.
We can make new promises to each other as friends, as co-parents.
Motherfucker, you broke your promise. What are you talking about, new promises to each other? Her stuff never changed. What? I don't understand what he does. He's like, we can refigure it out. There's nothing for her to refigure out. Like, nothing she did has broken any promises. She just lived her life and you decided like, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Friends, co-parents. What was the thing that kind of started changing things for you?
All right, Sherlock Holmes, I'm gonna save you some time here since you don't know answers to obvious question. Time heals everything. Time puts things into perspective, and it is the great equalizer in life. Something you might cry about today, you might laugh about 10 years from now. It is both sweet and sour, but time is everything, okay? It's what we have and what we don't have. Confucius, I know.
Maybe just time.
It is kind of funny. It's like the whole internet and people making TikToks seem to care so much. And then you meet anyone in real life and it's like everyone has some way to relate to some sort of a cheating story.
Just like all the parents that...
What? Did he say in the real world everyone has some way to relate to a cheating story? Damn, what kind of friends you got? Damn, bro. I don't think that's true. Is that true? That feels like a lot of people. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Everybody? My parents don't have that. That's crazy. I feel like you hang out with the wrong people, Nettie.
At Wes's school, or, they're like, either they don't know or they don't give a flying fuck. They're like, yeah, who cares? Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Ned was probably like, I wish these fucking people existed online. God damn it. That was the laugh of someone who is like, that's my career gone. But if only those people were here. That's hilarious.
It just gives you so much perspective.
Yeah.
It gives you so much perspective to just be in a group of people where nobody cares.
Yeah.
Where maybe we are at a restaurant with our kids and I don't have to feel shame.
So this thing is probably the most important thing in the whole episode, if I'm being real. It's Ariel talking about how she's almost given the pressure to feel shame about her ex-husband to the point that she can't even look past the situation and enjoy a moment in time with him because the internet is so mad for her that it's like if she's even seen having fun, it's kind of like, oh, why would you do that, girl? Girl, you should leave his ass. She did, by the way. I just feel like that is the thing that we need to talk about. Like the internet is very one-dimensional in how they think about things. Everything's very black or white. It's like, he did this, he's a bad person. She did this, she's a good person. It's kind of like that. I just wish that the internet was more like, we just wish you the best.
Live?
Can I live?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to Greece together next week.
Right.
It's like, life is weird sometimes.
Life is weird sometimes. The whitest thing I've ever heard this man say. All right. Well, hope Greece treats you well. Say hi to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh my god.
Wait, yes. Like we travel together.
Yeah, we've like redefined our relationship, not as partners, romantic partners.
Yeah.
It was sort of like, family or platonic partners. And
God damn, going from your wife to your sister is crazy. The way he said it, he's like, oh, we used to be lovers, but now we're family. We cannot have sex with each other as much as we want to. Are you thinking about me, Ned, or your sister? Does not matter who I'm thinking about. God damn sister.
pals, if you want to say
Pals?
pals. The past is
That's actually baller. Friend zone your own wife and stuff. I can't wait to have a wife to friend zone her. She's gonna want to like hug me or kiss me. I'll be like, speak to the hand. I have a very weird, I don't know. I'm not very PDA kind of person, so.
pals. The past is no longer work. It's like the things that consistently drew people in were adorable family posts or talking about.
This is Ned explaining how his brand is not really, doesn't have the reach of the Try Guys. As a unit, they have a reach through BuzzFeed and whatever else they did. He realized that in order for him to get some reach, he needs to do cute family posts because they see him, or they saw him as a cute family guy, I'm assuming. I don't know, man. Maybe girls were like, I wish may a husband like this find me. Oh Lord, bless me. And now they're like, please Lord, can I take that shit back? Thank you. Amen. Undo. See, Control Z. Please. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. All I got to say is that just be who you are. Hopefully, if you get famous is who you are, and you don't have to try and be other thing. If you're not family man, if you want to put your ding dong in someone else, don't pretend to be family man type. You know what I mean? All right, cool.
My wife, and then producers lean into that and like craft situations for me. And
Bro, producers lean into that. Why do you say producers lean into that? Producers lean into you, sir. Ugh.
I had to fulfill this one like quadrant in a foursome to just be this like, kind of caricature.
When English is your only language and you can't pronounce the word caricature and you cheat on your wife. You know, one of those. All right, Ned. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what BuzzFeed. I assume if I was on BuzzFeed, they'd be like, this is the brown guy. We must put him in an Indian accent. He must like hot food. I wouldn't be Suvi. I'd be like, hello, my name is Suvi. I like eating chilies from the tree. I don't know what I'd be. I definitely wouldn't be able to say fuck, shit. Like, I probably wouldn't do that. So I like where I am.
It's very hard to be a full person with nuance on the internet. There's always sort of a performance layer.
What are you going to do now that you're back on the internet?
Finally, Ariel asked the question, and I feel like it's getting towards the end now. She's like, well, what are you going to do now that you're back and the Try Guys have kicked you out? So you're like just the Try Guy. What do you do, bro? Which is a great question because I would love to know what the hell he does now.
I didn't want to make anything. I didn't feel creative. I don't know. I see myself more as like a host and more as just a vehicle for other people's stories.
Yeah, because you don't want people to talk about you and your story, right? You know, make money off of other people. Just be behind the camera sort of guy, kind of producer type beat. You are what you fuck. I'm pretty sure Oscar Wilde said that. I
don't know. Maybe I can, because of what I've gone through and my past.
What did you go through? Security at TSA? What did you go through, sir? What did you go through? My friend, my homie. What did you go through? What? We're at the end of this. You can't just say random shit that I'm not gonna let that slide. You went through something? You put people through something. What did you go through? Huh? Car wash? What happened, dude? I don't know if you can say I went through it. You did it. I don't know. I really don't know if that's the way to say that. Can you imagine doing that? Like the person who cheats is like, we've all been through something absolutely crazy. Everyone would be like, excuse me? No, you orchestrated this. We're just the victims here.
Like connect with people and empathize with people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, you think you're interesting enough?
Emotional damage.
Gonna drink the last of that for that absolute destruction off Ned Fulmer there. To answer your question, Ariel, no. That's why he was one of four people in the group. Because by himself, he is probably not as interesting as people would believe. I don't know if this guy can hold and do many videos and have many people really appreciate his content. Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't wish on people's downfall, but when your own ex-wife is giving you the peanuts, what else can you say, Ned?
I keep our dating lives private. Like, it's not a good idea to sort of make your whole life your brand.
I don't know. This is why I feel like family channels and stuff scare the absolute shit out of me, because I feel like if I have a family and kids and wife, I would like to keep that very private. I feel like you have access to me, but that's my personal life. It feels kind of weird to hear Ned say this, knowing that he used his wife and platform to actually gain more subscribers. So I don't really understand where this is coming from, because now it's like all of a sudden you want to be private when you willingly did this to get more subscribers and money. So it's really up to you what you want to do. That's where integrity is a pretty hard thing to earn, and an even harder thing to earn back. So
the train wreck that I caused.
Would you say that was your rock bottom? Have you hit your rock bottom?
My rock bottom.
That's a wild question for your ex-wife to ask after you ruined the marriage and she used to be your actual, just normal at the time wife. So wow, she wasn't even like, this is your rock bottom. She's like, you could probably go lower, Ned. That's tough, Ned. That's really tough.
Like, sent me a text that night that was like, I don't think we can get past this boundaries or in any sort of, like, what I did was,
this dude thought he was Kevin Hart, didn't he? He thought he had Kevin Hart money. He looked at Kevin Hart. He's like, I could get away with one. Because as we know, Kevin Hart, he unfortunately, he had infidelity. He messed up. He apologized. Him and his wife got back together. Good for them. Not only did things happen like that, J. Cole made a song called Kevin's Heart, which is a good song. Ain't nobody made a song about Ned Fulmer's heart. Nothing like that, bro. Everyone was like, ugh, you suck ass. You don't have that Kevin Hart money, dude. I don't know what to say.
I remember writing you a long letter. That weekend I was at a wedding and they like played our wedding song as their dance, stepping away to cry.
Damn, I wonder what song it was. Probably Taylor Swift's song. I would hope it was a Lil Jon song. I hope it's up to you. It's your ex-wife, not mine.
Cry every 20 minutes. Are we together?
Okay, so now the final thing, they like sum up and they're like, here, in case this is a TLDR, let's go through some quick fire questions in a podcast that we can never ask other guests again. Number one, are we together? Of course, the answer is no.
We are not together. We live separately.
Are we dating other people?
I'm open to dating other people. Yes, we are dating other people.
They're also dating other people, so not only are they not together, like that Taylor Swift song, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. I know some of her songs. I actually like that one.
Continue being an influencer.
Probably not. I feel like sometimes people who are on the internet, there is another standard of beauty.
The final thing, again, Ariel brings up such interesting things. She said that she doesn't want to really continue being an influencer. She doesn't even really want to be a presence on the internet. And she explains the standard of beauty is too high. I think the standard of mental health has reached a state of such decline that if you're on the internet, you must give a piece of your mental health for it, because we're constantly competing with other people. Every time I do a video, you know, there's like 10 other people posting about the same thing because we're talking about the same thing. And it's not always because we want to, it's because YouTube won't recommend it. If I talk about, what do I like? SpongeBob, ass cheeks, you know, people will be like, okay, I don't know if I like this from you. You can't talk about just anything. It's hard. I mean, I have my second channel and that's taking time to build up. It's something I absolutely love. It allows me to direct, write scripts. It's like my favorite thing to do. I look at myself and I look at other creators and I'm like, oh, I'm disgusting looking compared to them. So I don't know why anybody look at me. I can fully understand this. And the mental health that you have to give up to do this job is detrimental to some people, to the point that it is just so much easier to live free and not worry about this. So for Ariel, I completely understand that.
And I hope that we're a team, tells each other what's on our mind, even if it's not always, you know, hard to say. Or
at the end, Ned is like, I hope we can move forward as a team who can tell each other everything. Again, I have to just defend Ariel here and be like, brother, you didn't say the stuff that led to the stuff. I don't know if she has to like somehow compute or change anything about herself. It feels like you need to do most of your soul searching, dude, not her.
That's what I hope for us, is to have a parenting partnership based on laughter, in respect, and in honesty.
Yeah, so that's kind of like how that whole podcast ends. He wishes the best for her. She's like, yeah, you too. She doesn't really even say anything. It's kind of just like a cordial, like, I hope you do your whatever the fuck you're doing, dude. That's kind of like how it seems to me. So let me actually read you some of the comments. Let me just play the end, because this is the end of the show. He actually is back in the kitchen where he started, and now he's like finally happy.
The episode, I'll be having a conversation with Lara Love Harden, and take care.
Oh, it's over. Damn. That's rock bottom. At the end of rock bottom, you get some like real hip hop for like 2 seconds and it's over. But yeah, the next episode, he decided to plug that one in this. He's like, most people are going to watch this. I'm going to make sure that I plug the next episode that nobody's going to watch. So I don't know if you're going to watch Ned Fulmer's podcast. If you are, let me know. Maybe you learned something from this, but let me read some of the comments. One sec. Here is just some of the comments in order. The mental relief I feel knowing that she hasn't stayed with him is enormous. The second comment, it's sad that society, bro, you're the one that put her in that spot. Do you forgive him for cheating on you? No, fuck no. We love to see it. And my favorite, man fails to convince his ex-wife that he's also a victim of his months-long affair. Pack it in, Squidward, nobody's buying it. Looks like the audience has spoken. Sorry, Ned Fulmer, I don't think your podcast is going to be extremely successful. If you want the truth from me, I do believe everyone has a right to make mistakes, but the way that you sealed your fate is something that even though I give people second, third, fourth chances, I don't think I even want to give you that. I'm sorry, man. You gotta try harder. Oh, man. Okay. Well, let's see how he does in the next episode and stuff. He's at 65,000 subscribers, which just means one thing for me. I'm gonna get my channel Suvi to more than that, because I am not gonna be having less subscribers than this fool. So that's my next goal. Hopefully we get past that mark. Until then, I'm just gonna be trying to do that. See you guys. And if you have affairs, don't. All right. Suvi out. Bye. You can try Magic Spoon today and get $5 off with my code 16leo, or use the link in the description. And if you don't like it, Magic Spoon's got a 100% happiness guarantee, which is sweet. 0 grams of sugar sweet.